Brooklyn's historic The Black Lady Theater is now taking bookings. Host your next birthday party, concert, networking event, baby or bridal shower, wedding, art show, gala, corporate event, live stage play, audition, and so much more. At the one and only The Black Lady Theater. Mention code GODCAST for 15% off your rental fee. Code good for the first-time customers only. Valid for a limited time. Call 718-771-0900 to book your event today.
Peace. Today is Monday, August 19th. Making today's math knowledge born. All being born to knowledge cipher. All being born to knowledge. That's right. Make your knowledge born. Make your knowledge manifest. And it will born other knowledge in other people, in other ciphers. Because a cipher is a person, place, a thing. You are a cipher. The places you exist are ciphers. And that is where knowledge flourishes. Peace to the gods and earth. Welcome back to Yanadameen Godcast. Now you let it fade around here. You let it fade down and then you take us out. I'm Lord Jamar.
Godfrey.
Okay, Digger. She's not here. She's on vacation. She went to Cancun. She liked to copy my moves. It's all right though.
How long is she going? How long is she going?
She'll be back for the next
Fine.
episode. Yes, actually, she's out there with one of our people that we, a friend to the show, okay. Foxy Alex. I don't know if you've met Foxy Alex. Foxy Alex is Digger's best friend, okay. And she just celebrated her birthday. Happy birthday, Alex. I'm not going to be revealing, her age. I don't know if she wants that, but, whatever. Her and Digger's best friends, and so they went to Cancun with a bunch of other sisters, and, they doing their thing out there. I was just in Cancun a little while ago, I'm not saying that they copying what I did. I'm just saying, it is what it is. Anyway, behind us, I got the God Jah Will. Hey. Okay, peace to the God. Peace, on the wheels of steel behind us, and we got to my right 2 very special guests that's gonna spend time with us today.
Peace, peace.
First of all, to my farthest right, we have Froi Cuesta.
Froi Cuesta.
There it is, Cuesta. Yeah. I always want to say his name the wrong way. Right. Froi Cuesta, director extraordinaire. Nice. Director of a independent, animated film, I guess it's animated short?
Yeah, it's a docudrama.
Okay.
It's half animation and half documentary footage with some illustrations to, push it along.
And the name of it?
It's Unalienable Rights.
Unalienable Rights. Oh, yeah. And I happen to be in the film doing some voice acting.
Nice. He actually did 3 characters.
Yeah, I did about 3 characters in there. We can clap it up for that. Okay. And to my immediate right, we have a member and descendant of the MOVE organization. And for a lot of you who don't know about the MOVE organization, you're going to learn today. We have Brother Mike Africa with us in the house right about now. Clap it up for Mike Africa. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us here on the Yanadameen Godcast at the historic Black Lady Theater here in the heart of Brooklyn. You know what I mean? Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Yes. So Froi, I've known this man, we grew up in New Rochelle together.
Naruma.
Yeah. And, there's a lot of talented people in New Rochelle, I'd say.
No doubt.
Especially in the crop that we grew up in.
God bless, no doubt.
Kimberly's on Eyewitness News.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Okay. What's her name?
Richardson.
Kimberly Richardson.
Yeah.
Okay, we grew up with Kimberly Richardson.
Nice.
Vance Wright.
Vance Wright. Come on, there's a whole lot of New Rochelle talent.
Yours truly.
Bam.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anyway, Froi, I've known him since teenager. He ended up being a filmmaker.
We actually did a party together. Jay had the records. I had the equipment. I think it was it Gail's?
That was the story.
That was Gail's, right? Was it
Gail.
Gail? Yeah, I think it was Gail's. It was her birthday party in the summertime.
Great house parties back in the days.
Yeah, we were 13. We doing it back then. We 13. I was 13 years old. I remember because my pops was still alive. He came to get me, and it was like 2 in the morning. And yeah. So we had to have been like 12, 13 years
I
old.
was hanging out at 2 in the morning at 13.
Oh no! This is real talk.
Yeah.
This is real talk. This is how we did.
Yeah.
He was there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what time do you think we were coming home when we got back from the rooftop?
Yeah. Or the skate key.
Or the skate key.
And then you gotta go to White Castle.
Oh, no
after
doubt.
that. You can't just go home.
Nah.
But anyway, so this brother, he started doing videos at the time that, we came out, and it was like, oh, okay, Froi, I didn't even know you was into you don't really know what dudes is into unless they announce it. So how do you really announce, I'm a filmmaker when you're a teenager, unless you walk around with a fucking, and you wasn't doing that.
I wasn't.
You was just, but you just a cool dude you see around.
Appreciate it.
So then I found out you were a filmmaker and you were directing videos. And okay, that's impressive. And he was doing his thing and he kept doing it. Some people say they want to do some shit, they'll dabble in it. Oh, that's not really their passion. They leave it alone. No, this guy stayed with it. Years later, I don't know, you can go through some of the things that you've done.
You work with other people like Spike Lee or whatever. You ever do anything?
I've done a couple. We started off doing music videos.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's how it kind of started when I got out of went down to University of Maryland. And figured some things out. But I always was into filmmaking.
Yeah.
But when I got back, Spike was doing this thing, so I checked out 40 Acres. I think I was on a set as a PA. It wasn't one of his. He was EPing it, but it wasn't one of his directing joints. But started making my way up, getting on crews for different video shoots. At the time, Mary J was kind of large, Das Effect, and I noticed that they were coming out of this one production house called 900 Frames. So I started off there, as a PA, production assistant, and then within a year started doing joints on another level, not directing yet, but from a PA, production coordinator, production manager, assistant director.
More responsibility.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So I think the first one, was Khadijah for this group that didn't really blow up, but this group called Dirt Nation. There were a bunch of my friends that went to Maryland with us, and Kedar Massenberg was able to
remember this.
Yeah, him and Daddy O, and there was some Ed had produced the track. No doubt. Oh no, I've been around, P. Been around. So with that, after Khadijah, which we had a little in on at BET, and that got some spins. Because back then, certain things you needed a little help with. So then after that, Loud Records came around, and Steve Rifkin's younger brother was a buddy of mine. Yeah, John Rifkin.
That's my lawyer's nephew.
Oh, well, see.
J.B. Rifkin.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
See, the Rifkins
He
go.
talks about all of them. Right? He represents all of them. He goes, yes, I know Raekwon.
That's right.
And I know them all. call EPMD.
Well, hey, but I'm gonna tell you, it was Steve's pops, Jules, God bless him, who really paved the way. He was a known guy, put it like that, and helped Steve to become a bigger person than just a street promoter.
Was he a good dude or was he
He's a good guy.
son of a bitch?
No, who? Jules?
No, Rifkin. Was he a good
All the Rifkins to me are good people.
I've had
all the
I've
Rifkins
had
to me.
dealings with Steve Rifkin. Like I signed
To me.
Dead
To me.
Prez to Loud at that time.
Okay.
And I have nothing bad to say.
Yeah, man. In my
See,
mind,
there we-
good people.
Or
like-
Rich Isaacson.
There we go.
What was that other
business
guy they
partner.
always talk about? The other dude they always talk about that takes everybody's money. One with the white hair. You know what I'm talking about?
What are you talking about, Leor?
That dude.
Yeah,
They were always Cohen, Leor Cohen. He
Yeah.
was like, no, fuck him, man. And he always showing like.
Well, he might have a little something to do with you two. So I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
he definitely does.
Oh, he does?
Oh, he
Yeah.
Can't
runs.
say nothing bad about him.
No, I didn't say that. But I'm just saying.
Did he buy up YouTube? He bought it up.
We're definitely on YouTube.
You know what I'm saying? We support you two.
Right now.
We support you
I'm just saying they
two.
always talk about, because I'm not in music, so I don't know. They always say that dude did
I just don't want no one to say. I just don't want no one to say, fuck you two, like fuck Hot 97. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nothing to. No. That's, no, I got some feelings. I'm sorry. I got some feelings. I'm sorry. I got
Before
some
this
feelings.
show goes off the rails, why don't, if you want to continue to see this show, why don't you donate to cash.me/$Yanadameen, patreon.com/Yanadameen, Yanadameen.com/support, or bounty.com/Yanadameen. We appreciate any amount is appreciated. We love you. We thank you. Phones.
Is that a commercial break right there? Can I go to the
Well,
bathroom?
that's just
Can I go to the bathroom?
Naturally, what happened?
Oh no. Oh, damn! Don't tell me you suffer from incontinence already, bro.
I do take blood pressure pills.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so-
Well, you know what? If you really have to go over that bag, go ahead. We're gonna talk to the brother Mike Africa. We're gonna zoom in. How are you, brother?
I'm great. I'm on the move, man. I'm great. And listen, this is, before we get into it, right?
Okay.
This is the most entertaining interview that I've ever been a part of. Just say that. Put that on the record.
We just got started. How much time we got for this particular segment? Oh shit.
Sweet.
Get him. So listen, I want this show is not just about entertainment, but it's also about education. As KRS would say, edutainment. So that being said, I'd like you to let people know about the MOVE organization, what it was, what it is, it's why it was originally formed, when it was formed, by who it was formed. Let's get into some of the origin of the MOVE. Because for those of you that don't know, there was an American travesty that happened in Philadelphia where the police dropped a bomb on American soil on its own people. Black men, women, and children on a revolutionary conscious group. And so this is their story. Let's get into it.
First, let me say thanks for having me on the show. Appreciate you.
Thank you for coming.
This is truly an honor. The MOVE organization was founded by a wise, strategic-minded black man named John Africa. John Africa started the organization with the mission of his belief is natural law. He believes in life. And the mission is to protect life and to encourage other people to protect life too. And when we say life, we're talking about people, animals, and the environment. John Africa believes that all life is sacred and important, and there should be no one dictating or enslaving or controlling other forms of life. You know, and that
Sounds like a very Native American way to look at things.
You could say that, yeah. I mean, like, so John Africa would see animals in the zoo, and he didn't look at that as a place to go spend some money and see an animal that's brought 10,000 miles away from his homeland and stuck into a tiny cage in Philly. He looked at that as the imprisonment of animals, just like he looked at the slavery of black people. It's something that shouldn't be. So he started the organization, and people followed that example of, you know, that, and also health and fitness is a really big part of the organization, and eating healthy. Mm-hmm. And when you eat healthy, and when you believe in health, and when you fight for your own health, and when you know, take care of yourself, there's only but so much you will allow an external system to impose on you, right?
Now, didn't brothers like Laela Africa come out of the move, the African Holistic Health, if I'm not mistaken?
I'm not familiar with, what's that?
That's a book that deals with,
you know
African holistic
To be
health.
honest with a lot of books have been written since, and probably some before too. You know,
I believe this brother came from the move, if I'm not mistaken. Laila, I'm not sure if I'm saying his name. Huh? Layla. Oh. Okay. Okay, maybe I saw the name Africa.
A lot
I
of
associated him with
yeah.
it.
I mean, Dick Gregory, a supporter, wrote books and got information on diet. I mean, there's pictures of him at the platform where their move was at, and he was like coming to get information, and John Africa talked to him, and you know, and they collabed on certain things.
And this is Philadelphia.
This is
based,
Philadelphia.
Yes?
John Africa's from Philly,
Okay.
and this is early 70s. This is like the above ground chapter of the organization. I mean, John Africa was like scheming and setting up ways to fight the system long before the above ground chapter started in the 70s. I mean, he's a Korean War veteran, and he knows and understands. He saw war. He saw people being shot and ripped apart by bombs. He saw the mountainside of Korea being decimated because of the war.
What year is this that he's
is-
starting this?
He started the above ground chapter started in the 70s. But
Early 70s?
Early 70s, like 72-ish.
Okay.
But the original move members, the first original move members were in Korea. Long before the above ground chapter move started. So we're talking in the 50s.
Wow.
Yeah. That's why we call John Africa strategic minded. Because in order to have revolution, you have to attack a system on many fronts. You can't just go at them directly. You have to have other things in place and other strategies in order for it to work. It's the same way the government do us. They don't just come at us they don't just come at people with the military and the police. They come at you with your friends, with your family.
Liberals.
You know what I'm saying? So that, you know, in that same understanding, you got to fight with what you have. So John Africa started the organization. People is involved. When people started actually learning about health and actually exercising and needing hospitals less, and the women were having babies at home because they didn't need to go to hospitals, and the people that were on pills, on medicine for their illnesses and sicknesses, they started to extract themselves from that. They got healthy. And people really understood that they saw something. It was in natural law. Everything that you have, every disease, every ailment, every sickness, whatever exists, there's a cure for it. And John Africa was showing people that those cures are in nature. And when people started learning that and understanding that, applying it, and it's working for them, the system started to attack move.
Because I was just about to say, like, this all sounds like positive stuff. Like, why by 1978 do we have our first major confrontation with the police and the MOVE organization? How do we go from, you know, all of these things that we would see as positive, somehow the establishment felt like it was negative. What kind of things might have helped to create a climate for such an event
Well,
to happen?
Sorry.
How much time?
Do it, huh?
How much time?
Get the fighting started.
Hey,
So you
calm down, Rock.
Come on, Rocky. You started it with the colors.
I didn't do nothing. I'm not racist. Apollo's my best friend. Oh,
It's your fucking fault, Rock.
come on, Mickey.
the thing is, in the early days, it wasn't automatically police attack these people. Once people started seeing and the system got threatened because, when any major event happens, follow the money, right? Pharmaceuticals are like, wait a minute. If people actually start listening to this guy,
Right.
follow them, right? So then the police started attacking Move. When they were attacking Move people, it got to a point where they were beating Move women, and pregnant Move women were beaten to miscarriage.
Baby died.
Baby died. The police knocked Janine Africa's 3-week-old son out of her arms and trampled him to death. So Move took a defensive stand, built a platform around the house after not being able to get any support or justice from the system. Built the platform around the house, armed themselves, and said, "Look, next time y'all come at us, we're gonna match y'all with everything you come at us with. If you come at us with fists, we'll fight you with fists. You come at us with clubs, we'll fight you with clubs. You come in here shooting and killing our brothers and our sisters and our children, we will shoot back in defense of our lives." So that led to a standoff. The police didn't do anything for almost a year. But then on August 8th, 1978, they had their plan together, their strategy as to how they were going to attack, and they came
Now,
to
when
our
you
house.
said they didn't do anything for a year, it's not like they were sitting outside the house for a
The
year.
police were sitting outside the house
There was blockade.
round the clock.
For a year.
24/7.
blockades.
Them police made so much
Okay.
money on overtime, they were buying boats, ships, yachts, and naming them after Move members.
Wow.
Because you got to remember.
Wow.
They were around the clock.
You got to remember the land, the area that at the time was considered Bolton, right?
Powelton Village.
Powelton Village.
Drexel campus.
Drexel was flexing, was buying and building. Drexel University's, if you look at Philadelphia.
And that's what universities do, period. They try to eat
Exactly.
up all
We see
the real
how that's
estate right
cheap.
around
That's
them.
right. You see how that
And a lot of
happened
them are
with
in
Columbia.
poor neighborhoods, too.
USC is, my university, they're all in the poor neighborhoods. Yep.
Well, that's where Rocky comes in.
Okay.
So there's a Italian police commissioner who becomes the mayor, and Sylvester Stallone.
And his name was?
Frank Rizzo. Frank Rizzo,
Rizzo.
was the mayor. Sylvester Stallone had been seeking this city to do his movie in.
Right.
This was 1977.
Because
And
Stallone is not from Philly, no?
he is not from Philadelphia,
Okay.
but he made the movie in Philly.
Right.
And Frank Rizzo, the police commissioner, the mayor, this guy who wants to, urge Italians and white people to fight for better jobs. We're not going to waste our time trying to get in line next to these Negroes. We're going to fight for better jobs. You're dealing with people, and these people are barbaric. That was his attitude. That was his way. Those are the things he said. So
They
Sylvester
act
Stallone.
like Trump is the first. See, that's what I'm saying.
Frank Rizzo
It's always
was brutal. Like this police department in Philadelphia could invade Cuba and win. That's a quote from Frank Rizzo. This police department, we are now trained and equipped to fight wars. Break their heads is right. Right? So that was, the climate. That's the way it was. So when they came to us on our house, and with them hundreds of cops and smoke and tear gas and a wrecking ball and a hydraulic cherry picker, and they tore our house down on top of us with us in it. My mom and my dad and my Uncle Chuck were in the house. My mom was 8 months pregnant with me. And that's how they came. And then during that, There's shooting starts. They shooting up the house. A cop gets shot. He dies. Who you think they blame it on?
Right. And it very well could have been friendly fire that killed this guy.
Absolutely. So, Move people gets locked up. Move people gets sentenced 30 to 100 years. My mother and my father got 30 to 100 years prison sentence. And I was born 5 weeks after the confrontation in a jail cell.
Wow.
People, you have no idea. So what people don't understand about this is that, you know, we hear about the bomb that got dropped. That's actually a whole different incident from 78. That ends up happening in 1985. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a break right now. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk more about you, your life, the move, what it was like to be born in prison, all of that, your parents being locked up for 40 years, them coming back home, what's that like? We're gonna talk about it all. Take us out, y'all will. Yanadameen Godcast.